What's going on, everybody? Today we're zooming in on a very specific, very bougie slice of South Florida, East Boca Raton. That's right, east of I-95, where the palm trees are taller, the homes are pricier, and the vibes, they're just different. If you've ever driven through East Boca and thought, yeah, I could get used to this, well, buckle up. This is a deep dive that you've been waiting for. If you're new here and want the real inside scoop on South Florida, not the brochure version, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell. I'm Jonathan, and my team and I help people just like you buy and sell homes all over South Florida every single day. So whether you're moving next week, next month, or even next year, we've got your back. Call, text, email, shoot me a DM, whatever's easiest. And don't forget to grab that free relocation guide, which is in the description below. It's packed with helpful info, whether you're looking in Boca, Delray, Boynton Beach, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm, anywhere in between. Quick note before we jump in, I've had a lot of people reach out after watching my previous Boca videos asking, can I get a home in East Boca for $400,000? So in this video, we're gonna clear that up, what you can really expect at different price points, what neighborhoods to focus on, and what East Boca is all about. Now, because Boca is so big and demand is off the charts, I'm breaking things down into 3 videos: East Boca, Central Boca, and West Boca. This is video 1, and by the time we're done with the series, you'll have the most real, most in-depth, most non-BS Boca Raton guide on YouTube, period. All right, let's dive in. So let's talk about what makes East Boca East Boca. It's everything east of I-95, and the entire area is within the official city of Boca Raton limits. That matters because once you head west, different services, different rules, even the police and taxes change. And then there's the whole HOA thing. In East Boca, especially the older neighborhoods, you'll find very few homeowners associations. That means no monthly fees, fewer restrictions, and way more freedom. You might see a modern estate next to a purple house with a boat in the yard, and that's part of the charm. Now, here's something a lot of people do not know. Boca was built from the beach inward, which means East Boca has some of the oldest homes in the city. A lot of these places are 50, 60 plus years old, unless they've been rebuilt. East Boca has more of that open, coastal, lived-in neighborhood feel. It's walkable, it's historic, and it's full of character. Geographically, it runs from the C-15 canal at the Delray line down to the Hillsborough Canal, which marks the border with Broward. From I-95 to the beach, this is where Boca starts flexing. You've got Meisner Park, Royal Palm Place, the Boca Raton Resort, the beach, the Intracoastal, the inlet, and everything that you need. Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Fresh Market, and Fifth Avenue shops, all within minutes. The schools, top notch. Addison Meisner is a big draw, and FAU adds a ton of value and energy to the area. And let's not forget the Brightline station right here in town. You can literally hop on a train and be in West Palm, Fort Lauderdale, or Miami without touching I-95. That's a win. Ask anyone who lives in East Boca, they'll probably tell you that they don't go west of 95 unless they absolutely have to. East Boca is where the walkability is, it's where the charm is, and yeah, it's where the price tag goes up. But if you could swing it, there's nothing like it. And if you're wondering how most people start their search, here's the truth. It almost always begins in East Boca. When someone finds me through the channel, 9 times out of 10, they say, we want to be close to the water, near Meisner, walkable, all of it. And honestly, who wouldn't? But once we start talking about budget, that's when we figure out if East Boca is the right fit, or if we need to look just a little further west. That's the real conversation. This video is here to help you figure out what's realistic, what's available, and what East Boca actually has to offer, especially if you're thinking about making a move. Because if you're going to invest in this lifestyle, you should know exactly what you're getting yourself into. So what's the lifestyle really like? Here's the vibe. You wake up, take a walk or bike ride to the beach, grab a coffee at a local cafe, and pass a couple of oodles wearing sunglasses. It's casual luxury. Everything's close. You're not driving 30 minutes to find a gym or a yoga studio. It's all right here. If you're into boating, Lake Boca's the move. It turns into a floating block party on weekends. If you live in a deep water community, your boat might be in your backyard. You play golf? The Boca Raton Resort has it all. Private beach club, spa, marina, and a championship golf course. And if you're not into private clubs, the Boca Raton Golf and Racquet Club is city-owned and open to residents. You've got live concerts and art walks at Meisner Park, boutique shopping at Royal Palm Place, weekend markets, and the Brightline, which is just a few blocks away. That's lifestyle. And of course, you have the food. If you want upscale, you've got Chops Lobster Bar, Trattoria Romana in Il Molino, New York, white tablecloths valet, and that treat yourself energy. For something more laid back and fun, Kapow brings the cocktails and that creative Asian flavor. Louis Bassi's is always packed. They make homemade pasta, there's a big patio and great vibes. Sushi lovers, on-set sushi, omakase at Alley Cat, intimate, chef-driven, and one of the best in town. Now, if you're more of a local gem kind of person, this is where East Boca really shines. Start your morning with a bagel from Flakowitz Bagel Inn. It's been holding it down for decades. Classic New York-style bagels, deli sandwiches stacked like skyscrapers, and that nostalgic no-frills diner feel that locals love. If you know, you know. The Hen and the Hog is another East Boca favorite. It's that cozy, southern-inspired brunch spot where the biscuits are flaky, the chicken is crispy, and the vibe is just the right kind of casual. Perfect for a weekend wind down. For bold, flavorful Indian food, Arun's Indian Kitchen is a little hole in the wall with a huge reputation. Small place, but massive flavor. It's takeout only, but the quality is next level, and it's a go-to for anyone craving something with a little spice. Mediterra is great if you're in the mood for a low-key Mediterranean wine night. Small plates, rustic, chic interior, and a vibe that makes you feel like you're somewhere in Spain. Right down the street, Taverna Kaima brings the Greek energy, family-style platters, grilled meats, and a lively crowd every night of the week. If you want quick and flavorful, Shah's of Kebab is a go-to for Persian food that's fast, fresh, and satisfying. And for something a little more familiar, Las Fajitas is one of those neighborhood Mexican spots where the guac is chunky, the margaritas are strong, and you'll probably see the same regulars at that bar every Friday night. If you're looking for something newer and trendier, Penelope has been turning heads with its stylish interiors, seafood-forward menu, and upscale but approachable vibe. Great for a night out that doesn't feel like the same old Boca routine. Craving Italian, but Rhinos of Boca is that red sauce comfort spot where the portions are big, the wine is flowing, and the garlic knots deserve their own Yelp review. Ichiyama is a low-key sushi joint with a local following, consistent, casual, and just solid across the board. One of my favorites. Pizza is doing gourmet-style personal pizzas with crispy crusts and creative toppings. Easy, delicious, and super underrated. And of course, Lemongrass is your all-in-one pan-Asian favorite. Sushi, curry, stir fry, they do it all and they do it right. And let's not forget Mississippi Sweets. This place is a barbecue institution. Pulled pork, baby back ribs, cornbread, and those famous sweet corn nuggets. It's casual, it's messy, and it's absolutely worth it. So yeah, whether you're looking for something elevated or just a quick bite, East Boca has you covered. And the best part, you're not driving all over town to find it. Everything is right there within minutes, sometimes blocks of where you live. That's what the East Boca lifestyle is really about. It's convenient, it's coastal, it's connected. And speaking of connection, we've got to talk about Boca Regional Hospital. It's right here in East Boca. And over the last few years, it's gone through a massive transformation. Thanks to a partnership with Baptist Health and major donations, we're talking hundreds of millions. The hospital's been completely upgraded, new facilities, expanded emergency services, cutting edge technology. This is now one of the top medical centers in South Florida. So if access to quality healthcare matters to you, East Boca checks that box too. And if you got kids or grandkids, East Boca has plenty to keep them busy too. You've got Sugar Sand Park, which is one of the best parks in all of South Florida. It's got a science playground, a carousel, nature trails, and even a theater. It's not just a park, it's a full-on experience. There's also Patch Reef Park with sports fields, tennis courts, a splash pad, and programs for all ages. Then you've got Red Reef Park right on the ocean, perfect for beach days, picnics, snorkeling, and spotting sea turtles during nesting season. Plus, you've got places like the Gumbo Limbo Nature Center and a ton of kid-friendly classes and camps that run year-round. Bottom line, East Boca isn't just for retirees or boaters or beach lovers. It's a great place to raise a family, stay active, and enjoy that outdoorsy coastal lifestyle year-round. All right, let's talk about real estate, because let's be honest, this is usually the moment in the video when dreams either come true or they get politely redirected to West Boca. So here's the deal. East Boca is premium real estate. The average price point for a single family home right now is conservatively hovering somewhere around 1.2 to 1.4 million, depending on how close you are to the beach, what condition the home is in, and whether it has waterfront access. If you're looking for turnkey, fully renovated East Boca glam, you're probably looking at least 1.5 million and up, easy. If you want something on the coastal with ocean access, that's gonna run you somewhere from 3 million all the way up to 15 plus, depending on the lot size, the dockage, and whether your neighbor's house was recently featured in Architectural Digest. Now, for all of my condo folks, East Boca has been going through a serious glow up when it comes to luxury condos. If you're looking for low maintenance living, but you still want that upscale lifestyle, there are some incredible options all over downtown and along the beach. You've probably heard of Alina Residences. It's basically like living at a resort, gorgeous modern architecture, over the top amenities, and you're walking distance to Meisner Park, Royal Palm Plaza, and the Boca Raton Golf Club. The finishes are next level. We're talking Italian cabinetry, Wolf and Sub-Zero appliances, spa-style bathrooms, and floor-to-ceiling glass. Now, phase 1 of Alina is already built and nearly sold out, and phase 2 is now underway with even more expansive residences, updated design features, and upgraded amenities. They've added a second rooftop pool, more wellness facilities, and even more private green space, which is rare for a downtown condo. These units are big. You're not getting a tiny box here, and pricing reflects that. Most condos are well into the multi-million-dollar range, with penthouses pushing 8 to 10 million. It's luxury with a capital L, but the people buying here aren't just seasonal snowbirds. A lot of full-time residences are calling Alina home. It's become a top choice for those that want privacy, walkability, and next level amenities without having to be in a crowded high rise on the beach. Then you've got Tower 155 right down the street. It's sleek, full service, and a solid choice if you want that downtown energy without going full Miami high rise. Now, if you're looking for something a little more established, a little more classic Boca, check out the Meisner Village area. It's right across from the Boca Raton Golf Club and steps from the Intracoastal, and it's home to a few standout buildings. You've got Townsend Place with large floor plans and great views, Meisner Court, which is another one, Mediterranean style architecture, 5 pools, tennis courts, and really nice waterfront vibes. Then there's Meisner Tower, which leans more upscale, offering larger residences, valet, concierge, and incredible views of the Boca Resort and the water. And let's not forget 200 East. It's right in the heart of downtown Boca with shops and restaurants literally downstairs, huge balconies, and high ceilings. Definitely a favorite for people who want to walk everywhere. Now, if you're going all in and you want one of the most exclusive addresses in Boca, that's 1000 Ocean. This building sits right at the tip of the Boca Inlet and gives you panoramic views of the ocean, the Intracoastal, and the inlet. Think floor-to-ceiling glass, private elevators, massive floor plans, and yeah, it's exactly the kind of place where your neighbor might be someone famous. And then you've got the newer boutique buildings making waves right now. One South Ocean is one of them. Just 70 residences literally across the street from the beach, super private, super walkable, and perfect for someone who wants that low-key luxury lifestyle. Glass House is another one, downtown Boca's first modern glass building. It only has 28 residences, and it comes with a rooftop pool that overlooks the Intracoastal and the Boca Resort golf course. It's sleek, modern, and has a really exclusive feel to it. Royal Palm Residences is also turning heads. It's tucked between the golf course and the Intracoastal, and it's walkable to both the beach and Meisner. You've got massive units, private elevators, and it's all about quiet, understated luxury. And of course, we can't forget about the legendary stretch of oceanfront condos along A1A. This is where beachfront living really hits its stride. You've got buildings like the Addison with full concierge, valet, even a restaurant on site. Aragon brings serious modern architecture and oversized units. Excelsier's boutique and ultra luxury, while Luxuria takes it to another level with beachfront pools, private wine storage, and a design that feels straight out of a magazine. Then there's Whitehall, which has those sweeping views and a timeless feel. Ocean Towers, those are the iconic twin buildings right on the sand with huge balconies. And 3000 South, it's a little further south, right near the Hillsborough Inlet, and has some of the best ocean views around. Very underrated, by the way. So whether you're into that sleek, modern vibe, full-service downtown living, or classic beachfront luxury, East Boca's condo scene covers every angle. If you don't want to deal with yard work, but still want front row seats to the ocean and all the lifestyle perks Boca has to offer, a condo might just be the perfect fit. Now, maybe you're thinking, all right, I love the East Boca vibe, but I'm not trying to pay monthly HOA fees or have someone tell me what color my front door can be. Trust me, you're not the only one. One of the things that really makes East Boca stand out is how many non-HOA communities are still around. And yes, those do exist in South Florida, believe it or not. I get a lot of people reaching out who want that East Boca lifestyle close to the beach, great schools, beautiful homes, but they also want a little more freedom. No HOA rules, no extra fees, and the flexibility to live how they want. And the good news, East Boca totally delivers, especially if you're ready to spend a bit. There are some high-end, no HOA neighborhoods that are absolutely gems. These are the communities that really turn heads, and they offer that rare mix of location, charm, and zero restrictions. Let's talk about them. There's Old Floresta, which is one of the most historic and charming neighborhoods in all of Boca. You've got mature oak trees, brick-lined streets, and homes that feel like a throwback to classic Palm Beach. Except you're right in the middle of East Boca. It's timeless, elegant, and full of character. Homes typically range from 2 million up to 6 million plus. Just a little closer to the beach, you've got Spanish Riverland. It's quiet, upscale, and only a few blocks from the sand, you'll find a mix of old school Florida ranches and sleek modern builds with tons of curb appeal. While there are some waterfront properties in here, the overall vibe is what really sells it. Peaceful, beautifully landscaped, and extremely walkable. Prices run anywhere from 2 million to 30 million depending on the lot and location. Then there's Boca Villas, located in the Golden Triangle, one of the most walkable, vibrant parts of East Boca. If you want to live steps away from Meisner Park, grab dinner downtown, or be at the beach in minutes, this is the spot. A lot of the older homes have been replaced with stunning new construction. Prices typically start around 2.5 million and can push up to 7 million plus for newer builds. Boca Raton Riviera is another neighborhood just off the beach. It's residential with wide streets, mature landscaping, and a really laid-back coastal feel. Like Spanish Riverland, it has some waterfront homes too, but most people are drawn here for the location, the character, and the lifestyle. Prices range from 2 million up to 15 million. Camino Gardens is also worth mentioning. Technically, there's a voluntary HOA, but it's very relaxed. The mid-century vibe here is strong, and it's right in the heart of East Boca. Most homes range from 1.2 to 2.5 million. And then you've got Palm Beach Farms, a bit more tucked away, but known for its oversized lots and unique custom homes. It feels a little less cookie cutter and a little more like do your thing, which people love. Homes here usually fall between 1.3 and 3 million. If that's the kind of lifestyle that you're after, more space, no restrictions, and one of the best locations in South Florida, I actually have a full breakdown that breaks down the top luxury non-HOA communities in Boca, and you can check that out right here. Now, if you're working with a tighter budget but still want that no HOA flexibility, East Boca has some great options for you too. Let's start with Boca Square. It's one of the most established non-HOA communities in East Boca. The homes here are mostly ranch style, many have been updated or rebuilt, and it's zoned for Addison Meisner, which is a huge draw for families. That's K through 8. Prices here typically range around 800,000 up to 1.5 million, depending on the size, the location, and how renovated the home is. Up near the Delray line, there's Hidden Valley. It's quiet, a little more under the radar, and a really solid value, especially for people who want to be close to the beach without the East Boca price tag. Homes here generally fall between 700,000 and 1.2 million. Boca Raton Hills is just a small pocket off of Northwest 2nd Ave. It's one of those neighborhoods people either don't know about or absolutely love for that reason. Great location, no HOA, and homes typically range from 600,000 to around 1.1 million. Then you've got Conference Ridge, centrally located and walkable to shops and restaurants. It's not a big neighborhood, but it's one of those once you know areas. Homes here usually go for somewhere between 800,000 and 1.3 million. Country Club Village is right near Boca High and the Brightline Station, which makes it super convenient. It's a favorite for first-time buyers, investors, and people who want that East Boca zip code without paying millions. Homes typically range from 700,000 to just over 1.2 million. Royal Oak Hills is another gem tucked away near Camino Real with that cool mid-century modern flair. A lot of these homes have been renovated and prices usually fall between 850,000 to 1.4 million. University Heights is right near FAU and is a great choice for rental properties or student housing. Because of its location and flexibility, homes here tend to run between 600,000 and just over 1 million, depending on the size and the updates. And then you've got what I like to call the corridor. That's Chatham Hills, Villa Rica, and Winfield Park. These older neighborhoods don't get as much attention, but they've got a ton of potential. If you're looking for something that's under the radar where you can renovate and add value, this is it. Homes in the area usually range from 600,000 to around 1.1 million, with some fully updated homes pushing a little higher. And yep, I've got another video that dives into all of the more affordable non-HOA communities in Boca based on Boca standards, of course. And you can check that out right here. Super helpful if you're trying to stay east without completely blowing your budget. Now, earlier we mentioned Spanish Riverland and Boca Raton Riviera as two of the top no HOA neighborhoods, but they also have some pretty incredible waterfront properties mixed in it. Not every home in those neighborhoods is on the water, but the ones that are, they're on oversized lots, tucked into some of the most scenic and walkable parts of East Boca. They're rare and they command top dollar. But if you're looking for more dedicated waterfront neighborhoods, East Boca has some absolute showstoppers. Let's start with Lake Rogers Isle, one of the most prestigious waterfront communities in Boca. Wide canals, oversized lots, and homes ranging from 2 million all the way up to 20 million. Just north of that is Boca Bay Colony, another prime spot for boaters. deep water dockage, peaceful streets, and prices between 3 and 9 million. Blue Inlet is small but mighty. It's low-key, it offers fast intercoastal access. Homes here range from 1.5 to 13 million. Sun and Surf is that rare unicorn where you can live on the water and walk to the beach. Homes here usually fall between 4 million and 25 million. Then there's Belmar and Boca Harbor, up near the Del Rey border, two of the best value plays for deep water living. Belmar homes typically range from 1 to 6 million, while Boca Harbor runs from 1 to 11 million. Golden Harbor is just north of Miser Park and offers walkability and water. Prices generally range from 3 to 17 million, with new construction pushing even higher. And of course, we got the big two, Royal Palm Yacht and Country Club and Sanctuary. Royal Palm is legendary. Direct yacht access, a private golf course, gated luxury, and homes that start around 7 or 8 million go well above 40 million. The Sanctuary is one of the most private communities in all of South Florida, gated, heavily secured, and surrounded by a natural preserve. Homes here start around 5 million and can go up to 31 million. This is where CEOs and celebrities go to disappear in the best way. So yeah, if you're looking for deep water access, total freedom, and waterfront living with no HOA restrictions, East Boca has some of the best single-family waterfront real estate in the state. Just be ready. That view, the dock, and the lifestyle, it all comes with a heavy price tag. All right, that wraps up our deep dive into East Boca Raton, where coastal charm, walkability, and location all collide to create one of the most desirable places to live in South Florida. Now look, we're not gonna sugarcoat it. East Boca isn't cheap. Even people who live out in West Boca will tell you, the only real downside to East Boca is the price tag. But if you can afford it, there's no place like it. You get the beach, the restaurants, the lifestyle, the schools, all in one compact, unbeatable location. If you found this video helpful, do me a favor, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you do not miss the next part of this Boca series. And if you've got questions, want to talk real estate, or you just want to say hi, drop a comment below. I read every single one. And don't forget, grab that free relocation guide in that description. It's packed with helpful info, whether you're moving to Boca, Del Rey, or anywhere else in South Florida. It'll save you time, money, and probably a few headaches. This is just the beginning. Up next, we're breaking down Central Boca and West Boca. So whether you're looking to live east of the Intercoastal, in the middle, or west of the Turnpike, I've got you covered. Thanks again so much for watching. I'm Jonathan with the J. Alexander Group, and this is Live South Florida. I'll see you in the next video.